Wake Up Dead Man is the third entry in the so far excellent Knives Out trilogy. But can director Rian Johnson capture lightning in a bottle for the third time? Or is this series starting to struggle? Grab a cup of coffee and let's find out. Wake Up Dead Man follows Josh O'Connor as Father Judd Duplessis, a priest assigned to a small church with a troublesome community. The church is led by another priest, Father Wicks, who tends to say some, problematic things during his sermons. But once Father Wicks drops dead in a room that no one else could possibly be in, famous detective Benoit Blanc is brought in to help solve what appears to be an impossible murder case. Something that's a little off in that summary I just gave you there is that unlike the other two Knives Out films, Detective Benoit Blanc is kind of like a footnote in this description. I barely mention Benoit Blanc, Daniel Craig's addictive to watch detective. He's in the movie, absolutely. He's a major player in the movie, absolutely. He's the best part of the series. But Wake Up Dead Man's most unique aspect that you should know going in is that this movie is not on his shoulders anymore. No, the person driving the car, the shoulders that this film rests upon, belong to Josh O'Connor. In one way, sure, that is disappointing because I left Wake Up Dead Man wanting more Benoit Blanc. I want more of him leading that mystery, but at the same time, it makes sense. O'Connor's character is the one with the character arc here, the one that changes the most during this film's runtime, so putting the events through his eyes instead of Benoit Blanc's here, it just feels like the right decision. It helps that O'Connor just carries the weight of this film effortlessly. There's plenty of pressure on his character that I obviously won't spoil, but it causes him to have a wide range of emotions and reactions to things, and all of them he's able to pull it off. I wish that I could say the same for the rest of the cast, though. Murder mysteries always have a group of suspects, each with their own possible motive or connection to the murder, obviously, and it all just makes them interesting. But they weren't as fun to watch in Wake Up Dead Man. It's not the cast's fault, they do a great job. And the script even sets them up perfectly, strangely enough. They all come to this church for their own reasons, their own struggles that they have to deal with outside of it. So they approach faith and religion in their own way, but since so much time of this film is given to Josh O'Connor and Benoit Blanc, the cast really doesn't have the time to shine or stick within my memory. There's some exceptions to that, obviously, but I'm not gonna spoil that here for you. But just because this group of suspects doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean that the mystery itself isn't fantastic. It truly feels like this impossible crime that Blanc has to solve, and the road to solving it in Wake Up Dead Man is the most unpredictable for me in the Knives Out series yet. All of these films have like different characters and plot lines, sure, but if there's a through line through all of them that you can easily pick out, it's that each Knives Out film throws at you common murder mystery tropes and formulas just to flip them on their head. It throws the rulebook out the window on so many occasions. Not in a cheesy way, but in a way that feels modern and new and exciting. Wake Up Dead Man is no exception. So many times the film would give me a handful of clues and I'd say, you know what? I think I got it. I think I know who did it and here's how that person did it. Then the film will say, okay buddy, here's another clue. And I'm like, never mind, I have no idea anymore. Blows my theories out the water and I'm back to square one. That same creativity and uniqueness is thrown into the camera work and just general filmmaking ability here as well. Rian Johnson continues to show that he's so good at just staging his characters, setting up a scene. There's a lot of like open fields in Wake Up Dead Man, and you can just have a camera zoom in a mile away on a character as you lean in closer and closer to what that person is saying. There's a shot in Wake Up Dead Man that's a combination of lighting and revealing a certain piece of information to you that gives you another clue, and it's so unbelievably well done. My mouth is on the floor. I don't think I blinked for like 30 seconds straight. It's phenomenal stuff. It truly is. I can't think of a mystery in a setting like this and how Rian Johnson presents it. A small town with a single church led by a problematic priest, to, say the least. It takes conversations around faith and religion and throws them in your face without holding back at times, surprisingly enough. It makes Wake Up Dead Man just a bit more interesting to chew on while you watch it, but also makes it stand out in the mystery genre that typically doesn't tackle a setting like this. And I'm so glad it commits to those themes of faith, of religion, until it doesn't. You see, there's a major problem I have with Wake Up Dead Man, and that's the fact that Rian Johnson completely pivots on the ideas and themes that he sets up. The mystery is fantastic. The finale of the film is fantastic, but it's not satisfying. You'd think that a film that is so focused on those themes of faith and religion and finding answers to life's tragedies in both of those items would continue those ideas into its climax. But no, this murder mystery around this church and this small town with all these people whose faith is being challenged, it just winds up being a mystery centered around money and someone being after money. Money as the driver for this film did not work. The best parts of Wake Up Dead Man are when the murder mystery crosses paths with those themes. But when the supporting cast that is the catalyst for those themes is completely sidelined, and when the ultimate motive of the film is just someone trying to get rich, your film's best idea is just thrown out the window. So at the end of the movie, when we're finally revealing all of the evidence, when we're connecting those dots, yes, it's still absolutely fun, but there's like a pit in my stomach because I'm like, something's missing here. And that something that was missing is all of the themes and stuff we've been talking about for the last 2 hours. I'm being hard on the movie here, but only because those sore spots kinda stain what is an otherwise spectacular film. I was not bored for its 2 hour and 15-minute runtime. It does what it needs to do. It's fun. It keeps you guessing. It knocks its mystery out of the park by constantly keeping you on your toes, showing you conversations twice where the second time you watch it, you're like, oh my God, how did I miss that? But a murder mystery's big moment, where all of it is revealed, where the cards are on the table, what everything builds towards, it feels out of place. That's completely separate from how you go to bed that night and you're like, well, wait a minute, if that person did this, then how did that person also, wait, what? Yeah, the plot holes here can be insane, but just don't think about it too hard, I guess. That might be a video for another time. So Wake Up Dead Man has what I think is the best mystery, the best story out of the trilogy, but the worst conclusion of the three. And you really gotta stick the landing with the conclusion with films like these. But there's good news to this, and that good news is that a mixed bag of a Knives Out film is still better than 95% of the stuff that you can see right now. It's too much fun, it's too creative, it's too unique to possibly ignore. I'd say definitely go watch Wake Up Dead Man in theaters. But what did you think of Wake Up Dead Man? Or another question, what does something like predictability and plot holes mean to you when watching a murder mystery? Let me know down in the comments below, and for more movie chats like these over a cup of coffee, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.